Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Shoniye, His Excellency Honorable Zhang Yu, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, accredited near Monrovia, Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, Colonel Gregory Coleman, and his entourage. This ceremony marks the exchange of notes for the provision of batch of China-aided police supplies by the People's Republic of China to the government of Liberia in the amount of 13 million RMB, the equivalent of $2 million United States dollars. This historic moment represents another milestone achievement in the friendly and South-South cooperation subsisting between the People's Republic of China and the government of Liberia. This is a form of China's Belt and Road Initiative for economic growth in developing countries. It also signifies the firmness and longevity of our bilateral relationship, a sign of good neighborliness. Recounting China's support to the Republic of Liberia in various fields appertaining to peace and security, capacity building, education, and economic development makes for more time than 24 hours. The list is endless, and we must applaud the PRC for the enormous contribution to our nation-building processes. Just yesterday, there was another 50 million signing agreement for the RIA terminal and runway projects. Another for the provision of 2 annexes for the Capitol building is also ongoing. This is also remarkable. So we see this exchange of note, which is the result of an agreement on economic and technical cooperation signed in November 2015 between the two governments as a step forward in helping to capacitate our security sector in sustaining the peace we so tranquilly enjoy. Let us use this moment to extend our thanks and gratitude once again to the People's Republic of China for this generous and long-lasting support to the government and people of Liberia, particularly the Liberia National Police. So your support to us represents nothing short of your tireless support towards our nation-building processes. Mr. Ambassador, with these few words, may I once again welcome you to the Foreign Ministry and declare this ceremony open. I thank you.
Mr. Acting Minister, Mr. Ambassador, the signing ceremony shall begin. Minister, Ambassador, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are now inviting the Honorable Gregory Coleman, Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, for remarks.
Honorable Shoniye, Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, other members of government here present, all protocol observed. This is indeed a blessed day for this country and its people. Once again, the People's Republic of China has proven all reasonable doubt that they stand with us in moving this nation forward, in sustaining our fragile peace, and promoting the democracy. We are very grateful for this gesture, and we can assure you that it will be accounted for and used for its intended purpose. We are grateful to your country and your people for all of the opportunities given to us in capacity building, in peace and security, and over the years, the strong ties that have been established. As we go forward, we want to give our support to you in whichever way we can, and assure the Liberian people that during these times, as only transitions and we take full responsibility, there will always be scarcity of resources. Even the greatest police service in the world complains of scarcity of resources, but we will make the best of what is available to us to create a safe environment to foster economic development and a land safe for the upbringing of good citizens and major contributors to the world affairs. Thank you.
To come here and to sign the exchange of notes on the China's contribution to Liberia of the $2 million police material and equipment. And as you know, we people now are on our national holidays. And these 2 days, a lot of signing ceremony. Yesterday, I signed the airport terminal construction agreement. And today, I signed the police supply contribution paper. And this is really add colors to our National Day holiday. I'm very happy to be with you and join us to celebrate. And yes, China as a strong partner of Liberia. And the first things first is the help Liberia to maintain peace and stability. Everything cannot be done without peace, without security. So from the very beginning of the post-war restoration process, our peacekeepers were on the ground to help to maintain peace. And this time, this batch of police supply tells us China not only during the peacekeeping period of time was standing with the Liberian people, we were still here after the annual drawdown. So against the background of the annual drawdown, we are requested by the Liberian government and to help the Liberian law enforcement unit to fulfill its responsibility for security. So in the past few years, we did a few. Some of them are training, some of them are material supply, and including those donation by our peacekeepers. Those people have left Liberia. They have donated their equipment, I think last June. And this time, the quantity is the largest one. since the post-war, in the past decade. This is the largest, contribution to Liberia in the security sector. So I think it's come very timely when Liberia are experiencing the historic period of time for the general election, for the smooth transition of power. So the Chinese government always think whatever Liberian government and people think, and we just do things of what Liberian government and people request us. What do you want? We will really seriously think about it and try to do more things. So coupled with this material supply, there will be more capacity building program for the LMP and other law enforcement forces. And part of from our Ministry of Public Security, we call it, we don't call it police, we call it Ministry of Public Security and the Ministry of Commerce. So it is my pleasure, during my tour of duty, and to do things like this, to really help, the most needed people, to achieve this goal. So China, we never forget, when we are cooperating with the African countries, mainly in the area of economic development, because we are benefit from it in the past 3 decades. But we never forget security is the most important and the most fundamental part of it for a country. So we just enjoyed, 60 years after the new founding of China, and now we are on a national holiday. Yes. Security and stability is our first task of our leaders. Then the second is economic development. So this is very important, very important. So I sincerely wish, with this batch of supplies and LMP and other Liberian law enforcement forces can benefit, and ultimately benefit the people, benefit the economic growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Senior officials of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Inspector General and Entourage, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to invite the Honorable Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs for specialists.
Mr. Ambassador and your team, Mr. Inspector General, Deputy Inspector General, and Corps of Officers that accompany you to the very important signing ceremony, senior officials in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and others here who are participating and witnessing this very important event. Let me first welcome you all to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, particularly for the reason of carrying out an act that is extremely important to the forward march of Liberia. And even more, we reflect the level of confidence that the government of Liberia and China enjoy in our ongoing bilateral and diplomatic relations. China has always been a great partner in our post-war economic development in all spheres of our life. Yesterday, as the ambassador rightly mentioned, we were here again together signing an extremely important signature agreement that supports a signature project. That is a loan agreement supporting the construction of the Roberts International Airport. I call that a signature project because that is the first impression of anyone coming into this country for the first time. So for us, in this administration, on behalf of Our Excellency President Edwin Johnson Sirleaf and the government and people of Liberia, Mr. Ambassador, we just want to thank you and your government for this initiative. Now, a day after, today again, we have come again to sign another extremely important instrument which facilitates our post-on-mail convergence and support and activities of the government of Liberia. This is extremely important because, as we all know, for the last 13 years, the security of this country has been gone by the United Nations mission in Liberia, on-mail, and why the government of Liberia structured its own security sector institutions. And one of the most important elements of our security sector architecture is the Liberia National Police. Because if you notice, historically, most of the security problems in the country have not been from our neighbors or have not come from external forces. It has always been internal. And we believe that if we can assert the rule of law, not by force, but by a conversion of thoughts that is including many different tools, including community policing and logistical support that allows police to respond to calls and to distress, and also to strengthen our deterrence modality by ensuring that the police is present everywhere. A lot of time we can avert crime if the police presence is made in some of these communities where crimes happen. You see, and part of this support, as I went through the provisions in the exchange of notes, clearly is going to respond to some of those problems. And Mr. Ambassador, this support comes also, even more importantly, at a very critical juncture in history of Liberia, when we will be experiencing with our own eyes a major political transition that has never happened in this country since 1944. And so for us as a country, that is an extremely relevant impending election that Liberia, many Liberians are looking forward to with a little bit of anxiousness, but also in anticipation that it will be conducted in ways that will reflect the level of stability that this country enjoys at this time. And this contribution, Mr. Ambassador, is going to contribute to, is going to promote national stability further, and also it will also contribute to our capability of responding to the fight, the global terrorism fight. Because Liberia is not in isolation, and terrorism got no border. They cross lines, they cross borders, they cross oceans and seas, and Liberia obviously is not immune from the potential of the other terrorism. That is only if we prepare ourselves and promote the kind of a strong rule of law, a system of strong rule of law to deter anyone who would think in that direction. And more importantly, this contribution, having supported our police institution, our national police institution, would also support, would spill over to our overall national development plan. Because we cannot talk about development opportunities, we cannot talk about investment potential, we cannot talk about trade and commerce development if we don't have, if we don't first seek stability. So with stability, we can then begin to look forward to providing the necessary environment for economic development and to expand opportunities for our people. If we all can recall, during the early 2000s, many writers, many authors around the world and observers saw the growth trend of Africa going exponentially. And they also saw, matching that exponential growth, the reduction in violence, the reduction in conflict in Africa. So it clearly shows the correlation between security stability and economic development. So if you're supporting our security, you're also basically supporting economic growth for the people of Liberia. And not to bore you any further, I would just once again say thanks very much, Mr. Ambassador, for the support, and we'll be looking forward to the continuing cordial bilateral ties that China and the Republic of Liberia have embarked on in so many years. And thank you very much.